Happy Monday. Kayleigh here. How's it going? Welcome to your weekly video. There's the sheep. There's the sheepdog. Hi, Lily. Hi, Lily. What? What are you doing? Anyway. Okay. Kind of decided to do this impromptu. Right. Oh, did I say tarot? Yeah, we're starting with tarot. Okay. Starting with tarot. You hear the raven right overhead? He's been circling and squawking. I wonder what is nearby. So I've decided to start studying Vedic astrology again. And I say again because it's actually the first type of astrology that I started with that I decided that I loved. And I just feel inclined to go back to basics. Like, you know, just, there's a lot of, I don't know, it feels like there's a lot of noise, especially once you start getting into all of the different asteroids and stuff with modern astrology, which is fine. But I feel like it would be helpful for me to just dial it back and go back to my first love with astrology and I try to really focus on that. Hello. Are you guys gonna say hi? Hi. What's up? What's up? How you doing? This particular breed of sheep, they're nicknamed cats. K-A-T. I forget exactly what it's short for, but you don't shear their wool. It's more like hair. Interesting. Anyway. So yeah, going back to basics. What, Lily? I feel like when I overcomplicate things, it takes away from the meat of the message. It's kind of like that with cooking, right? Like if you start putting in a ton of spices and a ton of different stuff, it takes away from the goodness of the basic flavor. And when you keep it simple, things tend to turn out really well. Is there a card flipped over? Am I seeing things? Both could be true. No, I think I'm seeing things. Okay. I also feel like that's really appropriate considering all of the retrogrades. Alright, so 3 cards for this week for the collective. Three cards for the collective. what do we need to be aware of? It's the week of the Saturn-Uranus square, by the way. It's modern astrology, but there you go. As far as Vedic is concerned, Mars is opposite Saturn, and that's always malefic. What do we need to be aware of this week? The Nine of Cups. Abundance of emotional, psychic, artistic nature. Material happiness. Oh, actually, that's Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter's the natural ruler of Pisces, and we're experiencing this transit right now. I don't know about you guys, okay, but since Jupiter moved into Pisces, oh, there's a Ten of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Since Jupiter moved into Pisces, the synchronicities for me have been off the fucking charts. Like, number synchronicities, animal synchronicities. Alright, Seven of Swords wanted to come out. Like, it's unreal. It's unreal. I'm not even trying. Like, you know how, like, when that kind of stuff starts happening for you, you start to look for it, like walking down the street and you look at every single license plate and it's all sorts of numbers, but the one time you see 777, you're like, yeah, I saw 777, that's a synchronicity. But like in reality, you saw maybe 100 or a couple hundred different combinations. No, now it's like, I'm not even trying to, and I look at the clock and it's 222, 333, 444. Seven of Swords is the Lord of unstable effort. It is the moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is all about thinking outside the box. It's rebellion. It's doing things in a different way. And moon represents our mind, our emotional body, but primarily our mind. So we're thinking outside of the box. We're thinking rebelliously. It's a little bit unstable though. It's almost as if we've been on one path or doing one thing and it seemed like everything was going great, or there was some perfect balance, or some precision in our actions or in the way we were thinking or in our plans, and then all of a sudden something comes out of nowhere and tilts us off balance, and now everything's a little bit wobbly. It's an unsteady kind of energy. And the Eight of Pentacles, the Lord of Prudence. 7, 8, 9. Oh, 10 on the bottom. Hey, the Lord of Ruin. This is where the sun is now. This is Sun in Gemini. I am going to speak on this before I talk about the Eight of Pentacles. So, this 7, 8, 9, and 10 of Swords kind of get a bad rap. I mean, the 7 of Swords, this is often an exoteric reader will say that this is thievery and deception, and it can be. It most certainly can be. But it's using your intelligence and your wit to do something, and it can be unstable, which is why it's often depicted as thievery or someone coming in and stealing stuff in the night, which is thievery. But not always. Not always. Yeah, so anyway, there's that. So the 7, 8, 9, 10 of Swords, they get a really bad rap. But the 8, 9, and 10 in particular are in Gemini. Gemini, it's the first, middle, and last decan of Gemini. And these types of situations teach you discipline. And that's the key word, teach. It teaches you something. If you're not willing to learn, or you try to hold on to whatever that is, you're bound to run into issues. However, the 10 is always an ending and a new beginning. It's a whole. Oh, here come the sheep again. They're really funny creatures, man. Okay, anyway, so this is an ending and a beginning. Alright. Something that has been extremely mentally taxing, Gemini, air energy, is coming to an end or shifting in some way. There's something incredibly magical about this card. 9 is another number of completion. There's a lot of flow, be it information, emotions, feelings, sensations. Then I come back to this mentally taxing energy, using your intellect to outsmart people, or realizing that you have been outsmarted in some way can, well, it takes a lot of mental energy, first of all, and it can be very taxing. And there is a sense that maybe you need to watch out for this, but it's as if there has been deception, it's coming to an end. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is the first deacon of Virgo. It's the Lord of Prudence. This is the Sun in Virgo. So 2 cards with the Sun. 2 cards with the Sun. 1 with the Moon and 1 with Jupiter. So the Lord of Prudence, this is about putting in an effort, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, saying your pleases and thank yous. This is about pruning the plants in the right way so that they grow to be more robust or more fruitful. Carefully taking care of things, the seeds that you've planted, the projects that you've started, the relationships that are growing, and attending to them, making sure that you pay enough attention to them so that they continue to grow. And this is literally putting in the work. And you're beginning to see some fruit from that labor, or things are flowering. Maybe they're not coming to fruit yet, but things are flowering. If you look at this in a different order, we're exhausted mentally. Perhaps there's been a breakdown in communication. We are in a Mercury retrograde after all. But it doesn't really do any good to stay up in your head. So then you ground out into reality. Pay attention to the physical. What do you need to move forward on? What do you need to take care of? What projects do you need to wrap up that you haven't been, maybe let's go by the wayside? Are you paying too much attention to details and not acting? When you switch that, when you start to pay attention to the physical, to your body, to the chopping of the wood and the carrying of the water, it's when the water flows. It's when you begin to really feel satisfied in yourself and with your life and with the magic that's happening all around you. You can't pay attention to that if you're not here right now in the physical, in your body, paying attention to the details. If you're always stressing about what other people are thinking or what other people are doing, Aquarius is a collective energy. If you're always worried about whether somebody in your circle is rebelling against you or talking smack about you or thinking poorly of you and trying to change how they think about you, you're not paying attention to the present. You're not paying attention to what's really truly important, and this will be blocked for you. But when you do switch that up, and like I said, I'm basically repeating myself, but when you do pay attention to the physical and work on moving your life forward, that's when things really begin to unfold. When does Gemini season end? Cancer starts on Saturday or Sunday. There may be something that happens on the world stage that may be quite shocking, may shift. I used the word shift earlier. That may shift our perception, that may shift our concept of truth, how we take in information or what information we're trusting. Hopefully up until this point and past this point, you are being prudent about what you need to take care of so that you will be supported physically through the summer. Chop wood, carry water. That comes from a Zen koan. It goes like this: before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. There is no ascension without paying attention to the physical body. There is no ascension without making sure that you are supported physically. There's a balance that must be struck between the spiritual and the physical. Without one, you cannot have the other. The physical, Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Have a good week.